Hi everyone, my name is Mihai and welcome to my YouTube channel. As you will probably see, this is my very first video and I'm very new to YouTube, so there will be few mistakes along the way. There will be things that I'll probably say wrong, but please do correct me. Any sort of feedback is greatly appreciated. The purpose of my channel is mainly the progress of a one-man band in its garage doing interesting, weird, complicated things uh, and sharing it with a wider audience. I have always been told by my relative friends that I should share with much broader audience what I do because sometimes it's quite unique. It's not the sort of things that you see daily on either YouTube or online. But enough ranting about myself. Today's video is going to be about my Harrison mill and how am I going to change the existent vertical head to a Bridgeport milling head. The reason I'm doing that is because this machine does not have a quill. All the feeding on the Z axis is done with the knee, which at times for certain jobs or when you have to do a lot of hole drilling or relatively deep holes, uh, it can be quite the workout lifting and lowering the knee, and also the strain that is being put um, on the knee acme nut. When I refurbed the machine, this was one of the first things that I had to do, remachine the nut for the knee because the old one was very worn and was so loose and sloppy. The entire thing was moving up and down quite dramatically if two people were lifting this from the side. That's how much backlash it had. And it was also very sticky. Only with a lot of oil, it was able to move relatively easier. So I've done that. It's all hunky dory, all works as expected. I've done several jobs on this, several projects. I have no footage on that one because that time I was still very undecided whether I want to start a YouTube channel or not. Um, but not having a quill, again, it is a bit of an issue at times. So after many months of searching mostly on eBay, I have purchased a Bridgeport head to attach to my machine. I hope this intro will give everybody a little bit of insight of what I'm going to do with the new Bridgeport head, and also a little bit of insight on what this channel is mainly going to be about, considering this is the first video that I'm going to start with, and also a little about myself, that I'm not a machinist. I'm not a machinist in my day job. This is just a hobby. I do a lot of other things as a hobby, if I can call it that, which you will see progressively throughout the release of the next videos. Thank you very much for now, and we'll move over to the bench. I don't know in how good or bad of a state it is. When I got it from the seller, I've been told that it's running fine. It's just a bit rattly when it's on back gear, on low range. But probably this is in another video to do a full strip down on this and see exactly what's what. Do we have any rattly bearings, or is just wear in the clutch system? I don't know. Excuse me on the terminology. I'm no expert in this. This is the first time when I take such a challenge with such thing. I never opened one of these before. I guess we'll see what's going to happen. Visually, it has like few scratches and few dimples here and there. It doesn't have um, the nameplate with the serial number and the ranges, speeds, and all that. I guess probably I can figure out by um, the serial on the quill housing, the actual age of the head. I think you can buy these things, but again, you won't have the serial number. The whole point with this is I will try to keep it as genuine as possible. That's why I was talking about the nameplates. There is wear in places visible, um, but nothing concerning. Again, I've never done this before, so until I actually open it and have a look at it, I won't know. This is how I got it. I got this from eBay. It has been sold without the pancake motor. I believe this had the 1 horsepower motor on it. I'm not gonna go mad and spend $1.5 grand on a brand new motor, or I don't know, $1 grand for a used original one, when I can easily chuck any um, 1.5 kilowatts, 2 horsepower, 3-phase motor on this. And yeah, that's pretty much it with this. And again, this will be a huge benefit for what I want to do going forward with this machine. And it has its huge benefits for those of you out there which know what this is and what you can do with it. I don't need to go into too many details, but just the fact that it has a quill and it's a self-balanced one. My machine does have a quill, so again, I have to feed with the knee, which, as I said before, can be very tricky. The added benefit of this is that it has a um, power down feed for the quill. It has a quill feed clutch. You can set yourself a specific depth of cut, engage quill feed, and just gonna go to that, and then you will just stop there. You can reverse the feed and it will go back up, or you can just manually do it from the quill handle. And by the way, I don't have this. It has been sold without. It's missing um, the quill lock little rod thingy, but there is a place in UK is called Sorted Machinery Sales. They seem to sell Bridgeport, original Bridgeport parts, so I can get whatever is missing and whatever doesn't really cost an army and a leg, to be fair. Hopefully there is nothing terribly wrong in here. This again, this wasn't the most expensive thing I could buy, but it wasn't cheap either. So hopefully there is no disappointment on that one. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Let's just crack on with what's coming up next and how I'm gonna install this thing. Basically, the general idea would be to use the existing dovetail of the machine where the horizontal RAM normally gets installed, because not only that is very strong and it has plenty of meat here, but also it has this locking studs which are in the shape of the dovetail. So in my view there is no better way of installing the Bridgeport head onto this. I'll make some sort of plate here with some triangular reinforcement going like that, and I will machine a chunky slab of steel with a dovetail to match the existing one on the machine. In regards of head positioning, I would also like to gain more um, Z travel or uh, actual workpiece height by installing the head further up, so the spindle nose of the new head will be, I don't know, let's say 150 mil higher than the spindle nose of this head. Of course, I cannot go very high because by the time when I have the head installed with the motor and everything, I still need to have space up there for the motor fan to be able to breathe, and also when twisting the head from 0 to 90 degrees, also there will be needed a bit of clearance so that it can actually swivel and not hit the ceiling. That is the general plan. I'll have to just go ahead and order some steel, take some measurements, come up with a rough sketch, and start from there. On a closing note, I know I've been ranting, but the whole purpose of this intro to YouTube video was to tell you a bit about myself and how am I actually going to start this project with converting the Harrison to a Bridgeport head. This concludes today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.